Ian, we're speaking just as we're setting the camera up there, and I really like the phrase that you use where you've kind of set a standard now, haven't you? Where do you go from here?
Yeah, well, the boys have set the standard. I keep saying it's about the players, it's about the team. They were excellent tonight. We had to be a little bit patient. We probably scored our first goal at a great time, but we were on top throughout the game. I felt we had gears to go up still within that as well, but we showed a real calmness and coolness at certain periods of the match. So, to score 6 goals at home in our first competitive match, it's a great start for us, but we have to now recover very well tomorrow and Friday and get ourselves ready for Saturday's match.
I was really interested in something that you said in our kind of pre-match discussion, was maybe looking at the Queen of the South game, was maybe at times we were trying to force the issue a wee bit, we were trying to play a ball when we maybe ball retention was what it was about, and I thought there were elements tonight where it seemed like the message that you were giving to the players had really got across, and coupled with a real desire and a hunger to win the ball back when we didn't have possession. Yeah,
sometimes you have to go back to go forward. If you keep going forward all the time, you're going to lose the ball, because it's the hardest part of football is getting the ball to areas where you can score goals. Even at half time I was emphasising to our full-backs to use your goalkeeper. We're very fortunate we've got a goalkeeper who's very calm at the back, can use his feet, doesn't get flustered, so we use him. It's not to say we want him to play high up, come out his box and take the ball, because Jamie's experienced goalkeeper, played at a high level, knows what he's doing, so let's use him and let's trust him, and if we have to keep going back to move forward, then we will. And it did, it was night and day from the Queen of the South game. It really was, in terms of keeping the ball and also in terms of getting the ball back. We controlled large parts of the game, limited Peterhead to I think 0 shots, which was very unusual, but they gave us a really hard start. They were aggressive, they were in our faces. I know as well as anybody, when you give Peterhead time and space within a match, they can do damage to you.
It certainly seemed a game that was played straight from the off at a really competitive pace and spirit as well. The tackles were getting all kind of fair and no malice involved, but for a first competitive game, is that kind of the ideal scenario tonight? Yeah,
as I say, Peterhead on an aggressive side, and rightly so. Football's about having contact and being able to handle it, so we need to work out who can handle it and who maybe needs a little bit of space. I don't think any of the tackles were over the top in any way. They were hard. Some of them were free kicks, some of them weren't, but we stood up to it well. It's a good test for us, because when you've got playing against a team that do that, you've got to move the ball really quickly, and if you don't want kicked, that's get the ball, pass it and move again. But a really good test for us tonight. We have to appreciate Peterhead's part in the game as well. Gave everything to their manager and their club and supporters, and also their second game now inside 3 days, so they've not had time to recover. It's very difficult for clubs at this stage of the season, and you can see that with the bench that Peterhead had and our bench as well. So full credit to both sets of players for playing the game in a really good manner, good spirit. Peterhead will be disappointed, but I know from experience that Peterhead very tough, and they'll be fine.
Tell us a wee bit about your assessment of your team going forward. In commentary, I think probably overusing the word fluid, and I liked Tom Lang chipped in with the word crisp, and there certainly was a crispness about the movement between the ranks of midfield and forward. What was your assessment?
Yeah, there was. I'm looking at the positives, but I'm always looking on the other side of it as well to see where we can improve. Felt probably for opening 20 minutes our three behind the strikers were too flat and too high. Again, it comes from probably Mitch and Hammer not playing together very often in a competitive game, so to get that understanding is difficult. We're still bedding in Dylan to the team, although he's come up, he's claiming the hat-trick tonight, so we'll give him it, and delighted for him. Because it's always hard for a player when they come up from a league below. People always have question marks, but Dylan's answered that within his first game, which is great. But the team is great. The full backs got high. We can work on things. The quality from wide areas was frustrating at times, because we got in some great positions down the right and left. Ethan Ross, brilliant work rate. Aidan Conley, brilliant work rate, and he epitomised what we're looking for with his goal. And then 30 seconds later he's ratting about, closing boys down. We're 6-0 up with a minute to go, and that is exactly what we want from our players, and it's exactly what we'll need.
Let's come to the big question: hat-trick or no hat-trick? What was your view of the second goal that defines whether it was the match ball?
Yeah, I'm always look for going on the attacking player's side in these situations, even as a defender, because he's committing players towards the ball and he's trying to score a goal. I seen a goal last night that was more of an own goal than that one there, and they gave it to the Inverness player, so I'm giving it to Dylan. Dylan's taking it, and that's the end of the matter for us.
It's a match ball and a hat-trick hero in his first competitive game. It's a 6-0 win, and we thoroughly enjoyed watching it. Thanks again, and we'll catch up with you round about the next challenge, which is still in Albion.
Yeah, perfect, thank you.